What's up YouTube? My name is Navy and welcome back to my channel. I've got my first Battlefield 6 long form video for you today, which will be a deep dive into my settings. We are going to go over everything I have changed and I'll give insight on why I have things the way they are throughout the video. If you find this video useful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future videos. First things first, we're going to turn our menu narration off and our subtitles off. Let's take a look at camera effects. As you can see, I have my motion blur at 25 for both options. I like having some, but not a lot. HUD motion is off. Camera shake amount is going to be at the lowest it can be. Sprint camera bobbing, we're going to turn that on so it's reduced. Chromatic aberration, I'm going to leave that on. And infantry crosshair projection, we're going to turn that off. You do not want your crosshair moving when you're shooting. Next one, hold and toggle. Almost everything in this section is default except interact and reload. We want our reload to be tap and our interact to be hold, and then I like my request revive to be hold instead of toggle. I have both tutorials and hints off because we don't need any more crap on our screen. The UI is already cluttered enough. Disabling action prompts will turn off your reload hint. If you need that, keep it on. Okay, gameplay section. We're going to start to see a lot of repeats here, so if I'm skipping stuff, that's why. Capture area outline, I have that off. Infantry aim sensitivity at 45. Parachute auto deploy, tethered only. Interact and reload. We want our reload to be tap and our interact to be hold. Vehicle aim sensitivity at 30. Aircraft control sensitivity at 150. Helicopter control sensitivity at 125. Both aim input curves are going to be at BF1 and BF4. For single player, I played campaign on regular. I don't want to torture myself. Auto hide HUD is going to be on auto hide, and everything else in here we should have already went over. So tutorials off and subtitles off. If you're brand new to Battlefield, probably keep tutorials on. That'll be helpful. Obviously, keep subtitles on if you need them. I just have them off because I don't want to see them. Let's take a look at my infantry settings. Infantry aim sensitivity is at 45. Field of view is going to be at 120. Uniform infantry aiming is going to be off because I like to fine tune all of my aim sensitivities. We'll get to that later. Acceleration is on BF4, BF3, BFPC. This is going to make the acceleration 0. What acceleration does is when you move your joystick, it's going to pick up speed. When it's 0, it's going to be at that speed immediately. So it's going to feel more responsive. Here's all the aim sensitivities right here. You'll notice they do get more sensitive the higher the zoom is. You're probably noticing we already went over all of this stuff. That's because DICE is horrible at making UI. Anyways, parachute auto deploy, tethered only, reload tap, interact hold, request revive is going to be hold, and then flick look is off. Okay, for control mappings, all of my mappings are default except for spot and grenade, which are switched. Ground vehicle settings. Almost everything we're going to go over here is repeated. Vehicle aim sensitivity at 30. Our third person vehicle field of view is going to be at 83. Vehicle aim ratio is both at 100. Input curves are going to be at BF1 and BF4. Accelerations at BF4, BF3, BFBC. We don't want acceleration. What acceleration does is when you move your joystick, it's going to pick up speed. When it's 0, it's going to be at that speed immediately. So it's going to feel more responsive. And then flick look is off again. All of the transport settings are just repeats, so we'll skip to aircraft. Aircraft control sensitivity at 150. Third person aircraft camera roll, I have that off. Vehicle aim sensitivity at 30. Our third person vehicle field of view is going to be at 83. I have both my vehicle aim ratios at 100. Input curves are going to be at BF1 and BF4. Accelerations at BF4, BF3, BFBC. We don't want acceleration. And literally all of this is the exact same as it was on the last slide. The UI designer needs to be fired. Okay, let's move on to helicopters. Finally, make sure your helicopter control assists are off. Helicopter control sensitivity at 125. And you would not believe me if I told you, but everything in this section is the exact same as it was in the last one. Same with the gunner section, we're skipping that. Alright, graphics. I play on auto balanced. I like my game looking pretty. Field of view is going to be at 120. Vehicle field of view at 83. As you can see, I have my motion blur at 25 for both options. I like having some, but not a lot. HUD motion is off. Camera shake amount is going to be at the lowest it can be. Sprint camera bobbing, we're going to turn that on so it's reduced. Chromatic aberration and vignette are going to be on. Film grain off. I like my HUD motion off. I don't want that to be moving. I don't want to see soldier or vehicle overlays, so I have those off. Outlines on friendly targeted soldiers is off too. Make sure your SOVIS filter is on. This is going to make it easier to see people. Okay, let's check out advanced HUD settings. I've got my minimap size set to large and the background opacity set to 30 so I can see stuff behind the minimap. All of this is going to be default except for vehicle control hints off and action prompts off. HUD icons, this is a big one. Ping hints off, we already went over this. I've got my icons opacity central zoomed set to 50. And the scale for everything except for enemy soldiers and my teammates is at the smallest it can be because the HUD is absolutely terrible in this game and it takes up way too much of the screen. Anything that's not immediately relevant gets turned down in opacity when I'm zoomed in. This is going to help with target acquisition and it's going to make it easier to track people. What if somebody runs behind a ginormous objective icon? Good thing we have it turned off. Visibility is already bad enough, we do not need to make it worse. And then our enemy icon scale is going to be at 150. Neutral icon scale and opacity is all the way down. And then same with ping markers. And that's going to wrap up HUD icons. Alright, next, crosshairs and indicators. I've got my crosshair projection off. We already went over this. And everything else here is default. Audio. I've got my music volume turned down to 25. My commander voice audio is all the way down. I do not want to listen to him. He's annoying. Sound system, I play on headphones with war tapes VAL on. Voice chat is off. I play in a Discord. I don't need it. Subtitles are off. I already went over that. And then radio music is going to be off as well. I don't even know why I'm showing system, it's just more of the same stuff we've already seen. Again, the UI designer needs to be fired. Anyways, that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like, and maybe consider subscribing to the channel. Alright guys, have a good one. Peace.